Right now, CBS News Chief Washington Correspondent and Face the Nation moderator John Dickerson is here, along with CBS News Chief Legal Correspondent Jan Crawford. Good morning. Great to have both of you. We'll be here all morning together, so lots more to come. But first this, John, I keep thinking about that this is a legacy-shaping day today, not just for the former FBI director, but also how the president himself responds.
That's true. And also there are a lot of senators who are going to think about their legacy as they ask questions and as they present themselves. So there's going to be a lot of show going on here. Of course, this is a bit, because this is in the political realm, the show matters. How the president responds will be fascinating, because one of the questions here is whether the president crossed boundaries. It's been a question that's been throughout his presidency. So if he is live tweeting this event, that's another opportunity. It's an opportunity for him to get his message out, but it's also an opportunity to cross boundaries again.
Jan, let's go through this, too. The first meeting, I mean, this cinematic detail, I guess, as it's been described at Comey, his opening statement today, their first meeting together in Trump Tower, where they meet alone, sets the stage for what I think is at the heart of their relationship, because Comey delivers information about this dossier with salacious details.
Well, right, and I mean, to the statement itself, I mean, it's written in such a dramatic way. I mean, the narrative, I mean, I was kind of waiting for, you know, it's a dark and stormy night when we gathered at Trump Tower. And I think that's to make it, which is what he intended, digestible for the public, so that they could read this story and be taken in by it in his side of the events. But when you look at these various encounters as he describes, I mean, certainly for the president, I mean, that's troubling. It doesn't sound good. But is that evidence of obstruction? Potentially. But is it obstruction? Not on its face, and I think that's what we're going to see a lot of today.
Isn't it interesting, though, that Donald Trump's lawyers made a point of saying that the president feels completely and totally vindicated?
Right.
Did he jump the gun here? There's so much more to come.
And to John's point, I mean, this is also political, right?
Yes,
I mean, they're trying to get their story out. It's going to be political in this hearing today and the questions that you're hearing from some of these senators. But he's obviously trying to say that the president wanted those assurances out there. He gets very frustrated that they weren't. And the question is, Comey said he couldn't make them public because it might have changed.
But Adam Schiff said, to both of you, Adam Schiff said he's looking for conversations that Comey may have had with other people. We do not know who they are.
Correct.
Well, Comey has said that he talked to his colleagues about what the president said with him after these various points that he
Who were they?
Well,
how did they confirm what he said?
Yeah, and he's got the memos to confirm. But the thing to not forget is that it's not just the 7 pages of opening testimony that are at issue here on the question of influencing the investigation. It's the fact that the FBI director was himself fired. That, as Congressman Schiff mentioned, that in the early conversations there was a link between loyalty and performance, and that went throughout their conversations. And then in the end, what the threat that Comey thought was implicit in his conversations with the president actually came to be. He was fired for not doing what the president wanted. That is a part of the influence question, in addition to the actual events outlined in the opening statement.
But did the president say that? I'm firing you because, to anybody, that I'm firing him because he did not do what I wanted?
Well, he said it on television to Lester Holt when he talked about the Russia investigation.
It was on his mind, he said, but not that I'm firing him because he didn't die.
But the heart of this here is, I mean, of course, the president is head of the executive branch. He gets to fire executive branch officials who don't implement the policies that he sees fit. He may have said, I fired Mike Flynn, let's move on, put your policies and, I mean, your resources elsewhere. That's not necessarily obstruction of justice. Was it a corrupt intent? That's what they're going to have to figure out.
Back to intent, as Norah mentioned.
Jan Crawford, John Dickerson, again, great to have you guys here this morning.